If I came up to a Cars fan or even a Disney fan and asked, would you like to see a continuation of the Cars franchise on Disney Plus? I'm willing to bet most people would say yes. And it's not because we want to have another monthly subscription bill. It's because we love these characters and want to see more of them. So welcome back, guys, to another Disney Docket presentation. Today, we have a very exciting topic at hand, and it is the likelihood that a Cars show will be coming to Disney Plus. Now, to provide some background, Disney Plus is Disney's new streaming service, like Netflix, that will drop in November in the United States. It's already out in the Netherlands, in which they will have all of their pre-existing content, such as Marvel movies, Star Wars movies, Pixar movies, classic animations, and more. And then they will also have Disney Plus exclusive content. So for example, there's a Star Wars show called The Mandalorian, then there's a Marvel show called Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and there's like 10 other Marvel shows as well. Now in terms of Pixar, there will be a Monsters Inc. titled show called Monsters at Work, and a Toy Story show called Forky Asks a Question. So it wouldn't be illogical or crazy to assume that there could be a Cars show as well. Now this news is just now coming to light because Pixar Post broke some huge tidbits the other day. And I'll put the link to their article in the description below. Thank you, Pixar Post, for breaking this. I really do appreciate that because it gives us a lot to talk about and think about now. But essentially, at Pixar's MotoExpo, which is a biannual event, just recently occurred, an AutoWeek Magazine writer stated that he's heard that a TV show is what's next in store for the Cars franchise. This also coheres to previous news we've heard that there won't be any Pixar sequels for a long time, and even if there is, Cars is at the bottom of the list to get one. Now, Pixar creative director Jay Ward has expressed his desire to keep the MotoExpo current and feature more electric vehicles, such as the prototype Tesla Semi shown there, which that is absolutely amazing. And now, since Ward has a lot of influence on the Cars franchise, I mean, he's the guy that was behind the Precision series. I've talked to him on Twitter, super involved with Cars, but he could potentially kind of attribute this over or blur it over to the Cars TV show. Now, this brings me into my next point of what the storylines could be in this Cars show. Now, keep in mind that this is all speculation. None of this is confirmed, but I'd say some of these are quite likely due to how much fans would love to see them. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on these storylines. I'd love to get some discussion going on about what could happen in this show, but keep in mind none of it is 100% confirmed, but you guys know me. I love to speculate. I remember a couple years ago when Cars 3 was about to come out, I did so many videos and it was so much fun. I know you guys loved it too, so maybe we could get the same thing going on, the same dynamic with this TV show. First of all, a Radiator Springs storyline could be very likely and actually a lot of fun. Something grounded and kind of goes back to what everyone loved about the first Cars movie, a feeling of community. This could reintroduce the tuners, which everybody loves, boost DJ Wingo and Snot Rod, including myself. I absolutely love the tuners. They're just classic characters, and I'm sure everybody would love to see them back on kind of the big screen, quote unquote, again. Now, they could possibly serve as competitors for McQueen in a race around Radiator Springs and Ornament Valley, which mirrors the Cars video games from the late 2000s, which is something, again, that Cars fans love. I mean, those are 10 years old, but we still love to play them. And another cool aspect would be if they added a new female tuner that has like a red design, like red lights, to, fill in that red gap because you got orange, purple, blue, and green. I just think that would look awesome. I think Pixar would be pretty inclined to do that. Secondly, a spy-themed story. Now, I'd say this one is less likely than the first, but it's still entirely possible. Since this isn't a movie, Pixar has way more freedom to take risks and provide more fan service. They don't necessarily have to make the story that they think their critic audience wants, which is what I kind of think Cars 3 fell into, but they can make what the fans want, what the people that truly like this stuff, what they want to see, not what critics want to see, and they see every movie, so they really have no bias towards Cars. So, of course, This would reintroduce Finn McMissile and Holly Shiftwell and maybe a second attempt at a World Grand Prix. Another possible storyline could be as simple as post-Cars 3. McQueen is now training and serving as the crew chief for Cruz Ramirez. I personally want this one to not come to fruition. I mean, it'd be alright, but I want to see McQueen in the forefront as the racer, not Cruz. I want to see McQueen race. I want to see him win. However, though, it is the most likely and easiest storyline Pixar could take, just something linear that comes right off of Cars 3, very natural. They could even combine this idea with the spy one, theoretically, and make it so Cruz was invited to World Grand Prix 2, and since McQueen is her new crew chief, he gets drafted and kind of swayed into the spy business, just like Mater did in Cars 2. So kind of an interesting parallel there. Some other possibilities would be prequels or filling in the gaps between all three movies. McQueen obviously did a ton of racing in between, Cars 2 and Cars 3 and Cars 1 and Cars 2, which I think would be exciting to see. Sometimes we don't need anything super intricate like some super crazy story like Cars 2 or something very meaningful like Cars 3. We just want something good, like some good racing. I think this would be especially perfect for in between Cars 2 and 3 to show how McQueen met Cal Weathers, Bobby Swift, Brick Yardley, and some other racers. It would for sure be an interesting dynamic. Now, before we end off the video, I want to float the idea that this series could be a series of all unrelated episodes, where each one has a different story similar to the Cars tunes. And maybe there is one recurring theme that intertwines them all at the end. Now, again, this is unlikely, but intriguing to see if they did it correctly, if they did in a good way. As for the actors themselves, all of them are pretty easy to get back for this show. Owen Wilson has already expressed interest in continuing the Cars franchise, and he's really the biggest actor out of all of them. The rest, like Larry the Cable Guy and Cristela Alonso, aren't doing a whole lot right now, no offense, so they could be brought back for sure. We wouldn't have a Chick Hicks situation where Michael Keaton is too busy being the Vulture. He can't return for Chick Hicks for Cars 3, and that was kind of disappointing because the new actor, he did a good job, but he wasn't Michael Keaton by any means, so we wouldn't really have to worry about that for this show. But man, by the way, it would be sweet to see a reunion race amongst McQueen, the King, and Chick. That could be another idea right there, if they could get Michael Keaton back. Although Bobby Peterson or whatever, Bob Peterson probably, would be the one to come back for that just because they already offered him the job in the Cars 3 video game and, of course, Cars 3 itself. And now, let's just float the idea. Let's just say that Owen Wilson wants to do a movie. He is not interested at all for this TV show. Then I think they should immediately go to a prequel to Cars 1 to show just how the town worked. Maybe go all the way back to the heyday of Radiator Springs when you had most of the characters there. And that would exclude Sally, of course, but you'd have most of the main characters there. I think that'd be kind of an interesting dynamic. Now, granted, there wouldn't be really any racing, but that's when they could maybe do some Doc Hudson racing. Again, though, since we don't have Doc Hudson's actor, it would be problematic. But let's just hope that Owen Wilson wants to come back. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this speculation video. It feels so good to speculate again. I mean, there has been nothing to speculate in the Cars world for so long now. So hopefully, if this TV show is actually a thing, we can keep the speculation up for every season. Fingers crossed there's multiple seasons. And again, guys, comment what you think down below. If you have any other ideas or tweaks to the ones I presented, I'd love to read them. And I, of course, reply to most of my comments so we could get some great discussion going. This could be huge for the Cars franchise. I'm really excited. You guys have no idea. All right, guys, I'll see you next time for another video. Bye now.